Man, I really hope that you guys can hear my heart on this one. Sometimes it makes me cry when I talk about it. As I began to learn about what brain training is and how trauma leaves these traces or patterns in the way your brain processes everyday life, I began to realize, when I was experiencing the panic on a regular basis, I found myself almost angry at my brain, my body. And I'm like, why are you doing this? I would get these cold sweats and I couldn't sleep and I didn't want to eat. And then I was all shaken up and tense. And I'm like, I'm not even thinking about anything. Why are you, what I mean? I'm talking to my body. Why are you acting like this? There's nothing wrong. Calm down. It bothered me that my body was betraying me. And when I began to learn how these things work, I noticed a couple things. Number one, I noticed that although my cat's wanting to jump up in my lap. Although your stress, your trauma are unique to everyone else's, the patterns that those stresses or traumas leave in your brain are not unique. In fact, almost everyone shares most of the same common negative patterns. That's why it's so easy to train, because once we get the brain communicating where it's supposed to communicate, resting where it's supposed to rest, and operating in the frequencies it's supposed to operate, all the negative symptoms just go away. But the point I wanted to make with this particular video is that those negative patterns are protection patterns. That's why they're not unique, because we're all similar organisms functioning from the same principles, the way that human beings develop and function. The majority of these patterns are protective patterns. So here's what I want to say. This was exciting for me, and I really think that this is going to speak to somebody. Your body is not betraying you. Your brain is not betraying you. Your brain is, in fact, protecting you. The common patterns that we refer to as depressive patterns. Remember, we don't deal with any specific condition or illness in brain training. We just make the brain healthy and symptoms go away. But the common patterns that display themselves as what a lot of people would call depression are really the brain protecting you from pain or stress or trauma. And so a lot of times what it will do is either diminish activity in a particular area of the brain, or slow it down, or stop communicating between different areas of the brain in order to protect you from continuing to feel that pain or stress. A lot of the patterns that portray themselves as what we typically call anxiety is, in fact, your brain being hyper vigilant or overactive. Again, it's trying to protect you. None of this is working against you. Though it feels poor, believe me, I know. It feels awful, like it's not working like it's supposed to. But all those mechanisms, the entire fight or flight response, which is largely what panic and anxiety is you stuck in that. It's all protection mode. I really hope that this is helping somebody today. So I want to say something. Not only is your body not betraying you, it is in fact protecting you. That's one of the reasons that brain training is so effective, because the brain is always working for you, always protecting you. When we begin to train it and show it new strategies or healthy patterns, it immediately recognizes those as good and fixes itself. I hope that's exciting for you. It's really cool. It's life-changing. And for me, it just gave me peace to know that my body, my brain weren't acting against me. They were, in fact, protecting me. And when you learn how to use these training techniques, you can use the fact that your brain is always working for you and protecting you to your benefit. And then those symptoms begin to go away when your brain is no longer hiding or shutting down, which we would call types of depression, or your brain is no longer being hypervigilant or overactive, which we would call types of anxiety. So I hope that helps somebody today. I look forward to sharing the next video with you. Talk to you soon.